Jelltur, using his telepathic abilities, concocted a plan with Tilly to help get her and the kids out of the cellar. Scratch and Gilly, using the notebook left behind by Bezzet, fortified for the coming attack. Piper and Kreg remained at the lake turtle, doing what they could to help prepare for launch. As the night grew closer, Scratch and Gilly stood watching the approaching army, fending them off with every weapon in their arsenal before setting the wall alight to slow the army of bugbears and goblins. Through the flames rode a familiar drow on lizardback, one good eye burning with hatred at Scratch. The one-eyed drow, identifying himself as Renton, charged into battle against his nemesis. Choosing to run rather than fight, Gilly and Scratch fled as the flaming wall keeping the army at bay burned down and made their way to the lake turtle. Reaching the ship, the champions shoved off, though Piper's keen eye spied drow scouts preparing to assault the ship. Calling out for all non-combatants to take cover, Piper declared that this fight was not yet over.
Roll initiative, everybody.
Ooh.
17.
17 for Kreg.
21 for Piper.
21 for
22.
Piper. 22 for Jelltur.
18.
18 for Scratch. I'm assuming Scratch probably has a better dex than Group 3.
Mm-hmm.
And Kreg, what is your dex?
+4.
Kreg goes before Group 4.
Cool.
So, painting the scene for you, Jelltur, as you are the one starting out.
Cool.
The moon is high in the sky. It's not super bright, but it's bright enough that you look around and you can see that Piper has just called out, if you're not fighting everyone down, you turn and with her guidance, you see the figures moving on the shore. You can barely make them out, but you can see things moving there. They're kind of running alongside because you're not going straight out into the lake. You're going laterally alongside the lake, avoiding sandbars that might, leave you beached. So in order to get out, there's a very particular way Rosita needs to steer, which leaves your flank completely open to these figures. What do you do?
No, it looks like they're about to open fire on us, right?
They look, it's hard to tell, but you know that shoreline is covered in enemies.
Nah, I fire.
Alright. So, I'm going to roll a d4 here. Alright, go ahead and roll. I'm going to say you have disadvantage because it's dark out there.
That's fine. A 14 or higher, so 14's lowest.
The arrow flies out. You see it you figure twitch, but it was more that your arrow flew very close to it rather than hitting it.
And I guess I'll hide underneath the edge of the ship.
Alright, roll me a stealth check.
So 25.
I believe you are well hidden. So that brings us to Piper.
So I will grab my short bow and I will also shoot towards one of those coming at us from on the flank.
Alrighty. Let's see, how far would they be? I think they would be outside of your dark vision range. You saw them moving, so you don't have full view of them. You would also have disadvantage at this distance.
Okay. 11.
You also miss. Your arrow falls short of where Jelltur's was. Jelltur's made them jump. Yours, they just kind of watched.
And then I will bonus action inspire. Who should I inspire? I was gonna say I'll inspire the captain to guide us out of here safely.
Alright, so you give Rosita inspiration.
Yes.
Alright, and that is a D8 now?
Yes.
So Scratch, you are up.
Is there a below deck?
There is. That's actually the area that had been set up for people. Most of the injured are already below deck, but there were people still being loaded as you and Gilly... I didn't roll for Gilly. You and Gilly came aboard.
I'm going to help everybody get down below deck.
Alrighty. So you are assisting people, just kind of ushering, go, go, go. making it harder for Group 3, which is about to open fire on you guys, to make contact. So we're going to have the first attack is going to be against Piper. That is a 19.
Yes, that'll hit.
Alright, so you are going to take 7 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
The next attack is going to be against Rosita, who is captaining the ship. And
I was gonna say, how far am I from her?
you're on the edge. She is at the helm.
She's not within 5 feet then.
She is not within 5 feet, no. And she just got crit. For 12 points of damage.
Ouch.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that was a hard hit. And
Considering I
then...
have 39 max. That's a lot to me.
You know what, Scratch? Why not? You're helping people. Screw you.
This is what you get for being a good person.
How does a 7 hit you, Scratch?
No.
So the arrow just, like, buries itself into the wood, like a foot away from you, to the side. You're just kind of like, really? Okay. So that was Group 3. Kreg, you are up.
So he takes the one of the several weapons on him because he's at this point in arsenal. Kind of grabs one of the javelins off his back, and he's kind of just like, okay. He's kind of doing that thumb thing where he's like judging distance, doing a bunch of math, and tosses one at them for the first attack.
You're going to have disadvantage due to the fact that you're it's dark out there. They're far outside of your dark vision range.
That is fair. Okay, first one's good. Let's see what the second one is. That is not so good. But... oh, right, hold on. Attack. 15?
You hear a Wilhelm scream.
Yes! And then he takes another one and goes, round 2. Alright, so second one, and I'm going to swing with the javelin.
Alright, so you pull back and you hook it.
I rolled a nat 1, so hold on.
Ooh.
That's an 11. Okay.
Okay. So you hook that javelin, like, it bounces off of the handrail and plunks into the water. But one of them hits home, so give me your damage on that one.
11 points to the face.
11 points of damage to the guy's face. And he really screams on that one. And you see him just drop.
Oh, good. Basically, Craig's just like, "Aw, I like that javelin. That was Fred."
Well, as you are lamenting Fred, Group 4 is going to go, and they just watched you huck a javelin through the darkness at their guy and go, oh. So, first attack against you.
Mm-hmm.
That is an 8.
That's... no.
Second attack is a 15.
That's a no.
And third attack is a 21.
Okay, yeah, no, 21 hits.
You will take 5 points of piercing damage as an arrow strikes you. 3 miss you, like 2 miss you, like plink, plink, and then the third one, thunk.
I kind of imagine myself like leaning over, being like, "Oh, Fred, I'm gonna miss you," into the shoulder. I forgot to rage, so. But now I'm angry.
So are you now raging?
I will when it's my turn.
Well, oh, that's right. That was their turn. Correct.
Yeah.
That wasn't at the end of yours.
Nope.
Group 2 is going to go, and there are now 2 of them. I feel like one would still go for Kreg, and one is going to go for Rosita. That is a miss on Kreg.
Magic number's 18, Brian.
And that's a hit on Rosita.
Oof.
Doesn't she have bodyguards?
For 4 more points of piercing damage. Yeah, her 2 half-orc guys, but they're busy doing things.
I was gonna say, once I get my turn around again, I'm going to get up there to get some misdirection in on that.
Alrighty. That's going to bring us to Rosita, who I am going to be making a sailing check for.
She has inspiration.
She doesn't need it on that first one.
Sweet.
That was a natural 15. So
Hell
she
yeah.
is still managing, even with 2 arrows sticking out of her, she's still holding the wheel steady and, like, she's navigating this. And you see her have a compass. Who would be close to her at this point?
Have a what?
None of you would be close enough to see it at this point. She's reading off a compass, and she's moving. Next up is Gil. And, Jelltur, I'd like to point something out to you. You're hidden behind the railing, which means the dwarves, the drow can't see you. Gil is looking at you like, hey!
Yes.
Sharp stuff! He runs over to where the, that canvas thing was. He grabs it and rips it down. And what you see is this wooden and metal monstrosity. It's wooden beams bent back in an X shape. And on either side of them, they're being pulled down by these thick metal cables that connect, and you see a harpoon sitting with its butt against the cables, sitting in between the X, and a chair that seems to be you'd be able to aim where that harpoon was.
You just give me a mounted ballista.
It is a ballista, but the thing is, Jelltur does not know what a ballista is because you've never seen one before.
I'm like, oh, what the fuck is that?
And you see him, like, grab this giant lever and just start turning the thing so that it's pointing towards the elves. He goes, I need a shooter!
Okay, works for me.
And that is Gil's turn.
My time has come, so have I.
And there's going to be a few elves shooting at Gil at this point, as Group 1 goes.
Oh boy.
3. You actually just see 3 arrows. Pling, pling, pling. They all make contact. They all go flying off his armor, and he doesn't even seem to notice them. And Gilly is going to step up, doing the same thing that Scratch is doing. She has her shield up, and she's ushering people, civilians, below deck. And that's going to bring us to Jelltur's turn.
I'm going to make my way to the ballista contraption thing that I have now been said I need to shoot.
Yep. So you run over there. He, like, takes his 2 hands, puts them on his knee, like, to give you a boost up to get you to the seat, because it's high.
Alright. I'm okay with this.
So you climb up in there, you sit down, and you have... it's very simple controls. You just aim the up and down, he aims the left and right, and there's a button on either one of the handles. On either one of the handles, there's a button that you can press down on.
Okay. So, I guess I'm aim it downwards towards the
Alright,
elves.
I'm going to take away your disadvantage.
I don't have disadvantage anymore?
Nope.
Cool.
Because with this weapon, it doesn't matter.
Okay, so 17 then.
17 will hit. Go ahead and roll me 2d10.
Actually, wait a minute.
Wait a minute, it's a ballista.
I think my plus to hit is wrong. It's just, if it's attack bonus is your attack modifier plus proficiency, right?
Yep.
So I didn't. It should be +7, not +6 anymore. So it's actually 18.
Ah, it's even better. And I was incorrect. It's not 2d10, it's 4d10 for a ballista.
Cool.
Kreg is foaming at the mouth at these numbers.
Alright, so 4d10 it is. So 4, 9, 8. 4, 9, 8, 9. So 18, 22, plus, so 30.
Alright. So, there was an elf over there. Now there's the head, arms, and legs of an elf as it smashes into his torso so hard, that's basically gone. As you just blow that guy away. That was a lot.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Some good rolls.
So you push that button and just twang as the harpoon just goes flying, sailing through the air and slams into that drow. And he's just done. And Gil just kind of goes, "Ha! It actually worked!"
Hey, what would happen if it didn't work?
You probably would have got exploded off the side of the ship.
Huh. It's a good thing it worked.
And that will bring us to Piper.
I would like to get closer to, if I can, be within 5 feet of Rosita, like, not obstructing her vision at all.
So you're just gonna take up, stand right by her side there.
Yeah,
Okay, Bryan,
and
give
can
her
I still
3/4
shoot
cover.
at one of them from here?
Sure, ship's not that big.
Okay. Still disadvantage?
Still disadvantage. The only
Okay.
reason Jelltur is not getting advantage is because the amount of force that machine puts out, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You really just have to get in the... It's like a grenade. I don't need to hit you with it. I just need to get it by you.
Yeah. I miss again. It's a 9.
9 will miss. Your arrow kind of flies off into the darkness.
I guess I'll give inspiration to Kreg?
Alright.
Don't let Fred's death be in vain!
You just see him start foaming at the mouth.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay.
For Fred!
Scratch, you are up.
So, is there anyone on deck, part of the combat, that is, like, not protected right now?
Gil is standing there. He's about to use his turn to reload the ballista, but he's wearing full plate armor.
He's got armor, so I'm not concerned about him.
Kreg is kind of standing there, but
Kreg is Kreg.
Kreg
He's
is
fine.
Kreg. And Jelltur actually has partial cover from being on the ballista itself anyway.
So, the answer is not really.
Not really. I mean, you can double up on helping Rosita if you like.
So, I'm gonna go over to Rosita, and I will try and protect her
Alrighty.
so that I'm a target instead of her.
We got this. We'll keep her
And
safe.
I will take the dodge action.
Alrighty. And that will bring us to group 3, who will actually see you doing this, and they'll take a shot at you, a shot at Piper, and a shot at Rosita. So first at Scratch, they have disadvantage.
So does Rosita have cover now?
Rosita has some cover now, yes. I rolled a 6 and a 9, giggity. But it's not going to hit.
That's for after
That's at
combat.
most a 10 to hit you, Scratch.
That'll miss.
On Piper, that is a 19.
Yeah, that'll hit.
So you'll take 6 points of piercing damage.
That's fine.
And Rosita, that would be a non-natural 20.
Misdirection. No.
Alright. No hitting Rosita. That is a natural 8, so not gonna hit Rosita. I was gonna say, even with the partial cover, the non-natural 20 would have still hit, but... So there is that. Kreg, you are up.
Alright, I'm gonna rage as I'm foaming in the mouth, and I just go, Fred! And I take out the javelin, and I chuck it. And also, this gives me advantage while I'm raging.
You don't get advantage on attacks. If you go reckless attack, you get advantage on your attack.
That is fair. I'm gonna get reckless. I'm gonna get reckless.
Let's get reckless.
Yeah. Okay, thanks for advantage. Oh, wait, it would just be a straight roll then, right?
Yeah, it would just be a straight roll, yep.
Okay, so that's 16?
16 will hit.
Cool. I don't get my rage damage, do I? Because it's not
I think
melee?
that's only a melee attack, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Alright. Okay. not so much. So that's 8 points to the shoulder. And as I'm running and chucking, I'm like, "Get him, Carlos!"
Well, that one rolled a natural 20 on his con check to stay up. So he's still up.
Oh, okay. And same one. All right. 15.
15 will just hit.
Okay. Alrighty. Ooh. Alright. And then I release Philippe! So that's 10 points of damage.
To the same guy?
Yep, I'm doing the same guy.
He's done. You got him. He's got, what was it, Raul and Philippe?
Carlos and Philippe. So Carlos had one arm, Philippe in his gut, and he goes to the ground. And that's going to be Group 4, which is now down a guy. One is going to take an advantage shot against Kreg. Mm-hmm. That is a 19 to hit. That hits.
That hits. So you're going to take 3 points of piercing damage, halved to 1.
Cool.
And the other one, that's a natural 20.
You hit?
This 11 halved to 5.
Okay.
Math, and done. But that brings us to Group 2, who is also going to go after Rosita, because,
I already spent my reaction.
You did, however, someone else didn't.
True.
That is a natural 1. But he doesn't shoot his buddy in the back of the head. The other one rolls a 16, which will actually fly past Rosita, because she has cover thanks to you guys. And now it is Rosita's turn, so actually, Scratch and Piper, you can both make quick perception checks if you'd like.
Sure.
Sure.
Perception is not good, but sure. 15.
Alright.
7.
So you don't notice it. You're more focused. There are people shooting at us. Piper is like, good, Rosita's safe. You look over your shoulder just to, check on her, and you see the compass in her hand looks kind of weird. And you also realize that the point isn't exactly aiming the same direction at all times. You know how it's supposed to always point north?
It's pointing towards the center of the lake, I think, right?
It is pointing towards the center of the lake. You know that you have a similar compass in your possession.
Yes.
And so, she is using that same compass that you found before. To navigate her way. And she rolled a 19 plus numbers, so she's getting you guys out of there.
She hasn't needed the inspiration yet.
She hasn't needed it yet. No, that was a 19. Which is helping you guys out immensely, considering you're moving along very quickly. And that's going to bring us to Gil, who is going to... So, Jelltur, you're sitting there. He grabs this crank, and he one-handed just cranks it back. Those metal wires, like cables, pull back, and you see them click into place. He picks up another harpoon, puts it in place, locks it in, and turns it slowly so that you have a good shot lined up for your next turn. Group 1 is aiming for him because... Well, one for you, one for him, because it's like, holy shit, that thing just killed, Dave. What the hell? His name's not Dave.
I'm like this small thing in this big-ass contraction.
Yeah, well, you see another arrow plink off of his armor. And that is a natural 3 to hit you, so you actually just see an arrow dig into one of the cross beams of the ballista.
Hey, I'll shoot my new toy.
And then we go to Gilly, who is actually... She can't do anything, really, at this point. She does have a longbow, actually, so she'll drop her shield, grab her longbow, and she'll fire back. She has disadvantage as well. She's going to miss. So... But she's trying to give another target for them to shoot at besides Rosita and Gil. Jelltur, you're up.
Alright, well, time to shoot. 17 on a die.
That'll hit. And that's actually also hitting group 1. I'm rolling for who you're hitting because you guys can't really see to aim. You're just like, there's a guy! Pshoo!
So 2 7s. So 14 already. 10 and 2 10.
So that guy who you just went, hey, don't shoot my new toy. Wham! And it just hits him, and you see his body like get lifted off the ground, and the harpoon slams into the rocks behind it. You see his body just kind of flopping on the end of this harpoon, just dead.
Yeah. Yeah, that was 34 points of damage, by the way.
I'd like to point out they have 16 hit points, so
Yeah.
that was exactly double his hit point maximum.
Yeah. 2 more than double his hit point maximum. So, my bonus action. What can I do with a bonus action in this thing? Can I hide in this thing?
Sure, you know what? I'll give you a chance to hide. However, they kind of know where you are.
I mean, hey, if it makes it harder for me to hit, I don't care. I'm gonna use my small stat, my small size to give me a chance to not be shot.
It's less that you're hiding and more that you're taking cover in the machine.
Yeah, I'm taking cover in the machine. So am I rolling stealth?
Yeah, sure.
24.
24. All right, so you feel pretty covered by the machine.
Plus 10 to stealth, BB.
Oh, rogues, man. That's gonna bring us to Piper.
I'll try what I've been trying, and I'll shoot.
Alrighty.
The low, because it's still disadvantage, right?
Yep.
Non-natural 20. The other was a crit.
Nice. So
Finally
that will be
hit
a
something.
Let me see who you're hitting. Group 4. One is dead. Number 3.
5 points of damage.
Alright, so he gets plinked. For 5 points of damage.
It's still something.
It's still something. And then we're going to bring ourselves to Scratch.
Okay, so where are they shooting from? The side or like behind us?
From the side. So it's like, it would be the starboard side of the ship. They're on the shore. So there's some kind of rocky outcroppings because, there are mountains. There are still like walls and whatnot. So they're kind of taking cover in the trees and the stones that are there. But you are heading east along the shore because that's how you get out of the sandbars.
So I pull out the piece of obsidian and I wave my hand across like the side of the ship, and darkness follows behind as I cast darkness on the bound to the side of our ship.
All right, so you pick like a hole in the railing, and you're like that point, and darkness just envelops around it. And actually, what you see happen above you guys, the moon wasn't completely full, but it's almost like an eye blinks and goes to a new moon for just a second. And the entire starboard side of the ship is engulfed in blackness.
Are we talking the spell darkness or?
Yes.
Yeah, I cast the spell darkness.
Oh.
Kreg, you are literally like, you look up as the moon goes out for a second, and then everything around you is darkness. Because you're actually standing right where the darkness spell would be.
No, I know. I'm just like, I can't see. Okay. Whew.
Alright.
Kreg,
Yeah.
Kreg, 5 steps to your left.
Take it back now, y'all. Anyway,
And on your turn, Kreg, you can take 5 steps to your left. So group 3 is good. Group 3 would go, but they're chattering about something. Like, you guys can hear, it's not Elvish. And hang on a second, Jelltur, you're the one who has the ring, correct?
For Agatha? Because I have Agatha's ring.
No. The ring from The ring with the spiderweb pattern on the inside.
No, Kreg has the ring.
Kreg has the ring. So, Kreg, you are sitting there and you hear them. How did they do that? That is supposed to be for us. Those dirty Topplewillers. They've taken our magics. Everyone else, you just hear random babbling. And, Kreg, it's your turn.
Hello? And I step 5 steps back or forward or whatever it was.
To the left is what he said.
And you hear this. 1, 2, 3, 4. His voice got deeper for some reason, and it's a little unsettling.
Kreg, you emerge from the darkness to see half the ship is enveloped in this blackness, where the other half that you can see the water is completely open and clear.
Alright, Kreg is he's raging, so he's probably just going to assume whatever he heard was people on the ship, so, because he has no reason to think otherwise.
You could hear it from shore.
Oh, he point blank.
You know what direction it was coming from. It was coming from shore.
Oh. Greg's going to bookmark that for now, and he's going to chuck again, and since I misread my rules, I'm going to roll at disadvantage because I can't get frenzy.
No, not frenzy. Reckless is what we were talking about.
Oh.
Reckless gives you advantage and gives them advantage on you.
Oh, yeah, then reckless. No, that's 3. Alright, so going to swing. And that's a 19 plus.
That'll hit.
And this one is Paolo!
As Paolo goes flying out.
And then that's going to be 7 points.
7 points of damage.
And I'm gonna try to hit the same one. I can't really see that well. I'm kind of guessing when I shoot anyway, so.
Yeah, it's one other reason why I'm rolling the random table.
19.
19 will hit.
Yep. And that's 11 points.
Alright, you hear 2 screams, but you can't tell if they're from the same guy or 2 different guys.
Oh. That seems like a Philip. Philip seems like a dick. Technically all of them seem like dicks, but especially Philip. This is what Craig's mind is going through as he does all this.
I mean, they're not even good dicks, let's be real.
Fair. I believe that's all I can do. I don't have a bonus action that I want to do, so, go.
Alright, so 4 is gonna hold their shit together. And they're gonna try to fire into the darkness. And, hey Piper, does a 16 hit you?
Miss.
Alright, so 2 arrows fly uncomfortably close to you. There's like a little railing around where you're standing, and one thuds into the railing by your hand, so you like jerk your hand back. The other one lands between your feet. And group 2 has those 2 guys. Let's see how they're holding up. They are kind of chattering along the same lines. So, Kreg, you hear more like angry talking about.
Are they really that close that I? Well, pretty much. Are they?
They're close, and they're pretty loudly like they're yelling because
they also
not,
assume we
like,
can't understand them.
That is also true. They're speaking a language that none of you should be able to speak. And so they're pretty much on the same line about people stealing their magic. And Rosita rolls a natural 17, so she's looking at the compass, looking ahead, looking at the compass, looking ahead, and she just slams down on the wheel and just starts turning it as hard as she can right out into the lake. And you guys feel like the bottom of the ship grind against a sandbar as you turn hard and jet out into the lake. And now you can see the darkness that you cast has cut off half the ship. You see behind you now the drow getting smaller and smaller into the distance where their bows can no longer hit you. So you are going to be coming out of combat.
Oh.
Thanks to Rosita's 3 really good rolls. That was supposed to be 4, but she rolled above a 15 each time.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah, so you guys now leaving the burning city of Brath behind you as you jet out into the waters of the lake, of which you don't know the name, but it is called Skilpad Lake. So you guys have escaped Brath.
Kreg is huffing, puffing. And then he just goes back to normal. They were yelling weird things.
What did they say?
They were yelling about us stealing their magic. I don't know why. Can you steal magic?
You can steal magic items.
Ah, that is true. Well, they were yelling about overdwellers or something, and then about stealing magic. That's all I got.
And I take the stone and I will remove the darkness now.
Alright, so the moon above has been, like, dark. It blinks again, like it becomes a new moon again, and it brightens up. The darkness is gone, and the full shining light of the moon returns.
Huh.
That was a neat trick that you had with the darkness.
That's a cool trick.
It wasn't my trick. That was given from Munara,
Who?
the goddess of the moon.
Oh.
That was her power.
Actually, let me make a religion.
Kreg, if you're making a religion check about Munara, you're
Sure.
making it a disadvantage.
That is perfectly fine.
Same reason why Scratch always has to make religion checks from your world at disadvantage, you have to do the same to his.
As I'm looking down at the stone in my hand and just turning it over.
3. She seems nice.
Yeah, you have no idea who this lady is.
So, Gil, what's the range on this thing?
I think it can go up to, well, if you're not really too keen on what you're hitting, like half a mile.
Kreg turns and sees the ballista and kind of runs as fast as he can directly to the ballista, and he's kind of going, oh my god, I've never seen this model before. Oh my god. He's kind of just climbing all over it, just going like, oh my god, this reminds me of X1020, and going like, he's just saying random things that nobody really understands, and just like, this reminds me of this, and just going, he's just babbling at this point, like a fangirl.
Little feller, that's a delicate piece of equipment. Please don't be climbing all over it.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry, did you say the Barajian X12?
Something similar to that.
Because that is a great name for a ballista model.
The hell is a Barajian X12?
It's a ballista. It basically shoots and then...
Wait, so this thing has a name? You've seen something like this before?
Yeah, I'm from Mount Hammer. The dwarves built it all the time. Or something similar, at least.
Huh. No, I had a dream about something like this. So that's, you know, those special materials that I was waiting on Philia for. That's what I was wanting to build. But so you're saying there's other dwarves that built something similar to this?
Oh yeah, no, they specialize in this, and it's always... I've never seen it do this before. He kind of starts pulling on something, just like... And I'm sure he's just like, stop it.
You like pull one of the cables and twang. That's like 500 pounds of pressure. Don't do that. If
Okay.
that breaks, it could take a head off.
He kind of just going through it and just like, he's kind of looking underneath. He's got like, he's just very curious, and he's just very enamored by this because... From what you guys can understand, he's seen something similar to this before, and apparently people he knows has made something like this before. And Kreg seems to be very versed in whatever this is.
That's alarming.
Gilly is going to step up and again go, I'm sorry, it was just a matter of... Kreg, attention. Over here, please.
Huh?
You said you understood what they were saying.
Yeah, they were yelling, they were angry, and I heard them perfectly clear. It's, I don't know. Why, didn't you guys hear it?
Because it's very uncommon for people to speak that version of Elvish.
Wait, they were speaking Elvish? I don't know Elvish.
That wasn't Elvish. That was a It's another version of Elvish. The Dark Elves speak it. The Drow speak it.
Well, I understood it, and I don't know Elf or any version of that. No one's taught it to me. Wait, did anyone teach? No one's taught it to me.
Well, you can see why I'm as confused about this as I am.
I am just as confused as well. They also said something about stealing magic, but I can't do that. Can you do that?
Well, they should know about that.
Piper, you hear something in the back of your mind. Just a voice whispers, "It's the ring. He has the ring."
Gilly, I think it had something to do with his ring. As, like, I just kind of, like, touched the necklace that I have, just like, I think it has something to do with that.
Kreg is looking at the ring going, ooh.
Well, to you, it looks like a perfect silver ring. The web pattern is on the inside of the ring.
Oh, okay. If I quickly pull the ring off and kind of look on the inside, what do I say?
You see a spiderweb pattern.
Oh.
I mean, does he know that the ring is what allowed him to understand it?
Everyone's guessing and telling him, so that's what he's going off of, so that's why he's looking at it.
To be fair, Piper was there when the ring was collected.
Mm-hmm.
Cool is a word for it. It's also very unusual, since we haven't had any dealings with our cousins for thousands of years.
Bryan, were these the same elves that were in the cavern that me and my two buddies were in?
Those were the drow, yeah.
Pretty much Kreg just looks at everyone and goes, "Oh, no, I've dealt with them before."
You have? You did too?
We have.
Me and my two friends, Luck and Tuck, were in a cave, and they were chasing us a little bit, and then everything went black, and then I woke up on the road.
You woke up on the road. Did you have all of your things with you when you just woke up?
Yeah.
Like, were you missing anything at the time?
Just Luck and Tuck. I still don't know where they are, and I'm really concerned.
A brain, perhaps?
No, everything. My brain was there. At least I think it is. Is there a hole in the back of my head? He kind of leans down and just lets everyone look.
No, your head is intact. I have a weird question for you.
Sure.
So you had all your possessions. Did you have anything additional? Something that you didn't have before?
Additional. He kind of puts his pack in front of him, goes through things, he goes through everything, goes, no, I had that. Oh! Stands up. This thing. I point at the belt.
Because when we were all in the cell together, and when we got out and got our things, we each had one item that we didn't have before. Scratch had his stone from Munara, it seems. Jelltur had the rat's claw. Altiel had bracers. You never met Altiel. I had my viol. We each had an item that we didn't have before. I found Kisara's symbol on the viol. Have you checked yours for any symbols?
Technically, no, I haven't, but, I guess I can, so he kind of goes to the back. This thing has been weird. As he's talking, he's kind of just like, and unbuckling it and stuff like that. He goes, yeah, it was weird. It did wink at me.
You take it off, and you see him, like, holding it, and all of a sudden it looks just a little too heavy in his hands. Like he's struggling to keep the belt up right where he's holding it.
That's interesting.
So, go ahead and anyone who's looking this thing over, make an investigation check.
Oh, wow. 17.
22.
22. Jelltur, you definitely see it very quickly.
8.
Hey, Piper, you're like, this thing winked at him? You're looking at because the belt has this, like, this snarling face on it.
It winked at you and that didn't, like, alarm you at all.
I make friends all the time, so I don't know.
But it's supposed to be an object. How could it wink at? Never mind.
So Piper's like holding it up, looking at the face. The three of you are all looking, and you see very prominently on the inside is an image of a jester hat and staff,
Yeah, that makes sense.
which
Just- yeah, that
anyone
makes
can make
sense.
a religion check, scratch at disadvantage.
21.
17.
9.
20 modified.
So Piper and Jelltur, both of you recognize this symbol immediately. This is the symbol of Saiban. He is a chaotic good god of the trickery domain.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
He's the god of humor and pranks. Saiban looks to find the fun in everything, though he and his followers can sometimes take the joke a little too far. Saiban rewards those who bring joy to the world and is often worshipped or at least revered by circus folk, entertainers, and bards. He usually takes the form of a human dressed in motley jester's clothing, wearing a mask similar to that of the comedy mask in the theater smiling and frowning face, made of gold.
I'm not surprised.
No, it fits.
What?
So we'll relay the information to Scratch and Kreg about the god of humor and pranks.
Oh! I'm not really that great at pranks, but I have a
Piper-
great sense of
Piper
humor.
relay, I sigh.
I'm good at telling jokes. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Oh. Darn, I forgot the joke.
It seems a lot of things related to the gods are showing up around us.
That's not normal?
No, especially not now, Gil says, walking up. Past few years, the gods have been pretty absent. Clerics haven't been able to cast. Paladins haven't been able to fight as well. It's as almost like the gods have vanished. Now we have these drow coming up out of the ground, when Molat used to keep them where they belonged. Without him, they must have gotten brazen. But you're saying that lots of you are connected to the gods somehow?
I guess they are. I don't know.
I mean, Jelltur, check your item. See if there's a symbol there.
It's a rat's paw, man. We want from that. I checked the item.
Roll an investigation check.
8.
I'll give you advantage.
17.
17. You find the image of a coin purse and a torn contract at the bottom of your rat's paw. You can go ahead and make a religion check on that.
18.
You know this to be the symbol of Korath. He is a neutral god. She is a neutral goddess. She is the goddess of thieves, and she does not want or enjoy prayer. She prefers her followers make offerings of equal or greater value than that which they are asking for. She is a goddess of bartering and fair exchange. Her temperament favors respectful and honest thieves, or at least those who can fool others into thinking that they are. She takes on an elvish face with that favors Fey ancestry.
Okay. And you said she sends the favor honesties? Okay.
She prefers, like, if you make a deal with her and you go back on it, you're in trouble. If you make a deal with someone else but can get away with breaking it without, without them realizing it, she respects that.
Okay.
So that's what makes her lean more neutral instead of lawful, is if you can weasel out of a contract, as long as it's not with her, and you do it in such a way that people don't realize that you did it, she can respect that. She doesn't want worship so much as she wants bargains. She wants deals.
I put the rat's paw back on my waist and I was like, alright. That's interesting. Don't know why, but okay.
So yes, it does appear that we all at least possess an item from a god or goddess.
Kreg puts it back on. Much better.
Put it back on, you suddenly feel your strength return.
Whew. Well, that explains a few things. I never had a god before. Huh.
Neither have I, nor did I want one.
This has been the Reliably Chaotic podcast. Champions of Solane is an original Dungeons & Dragons adventure written by Bryan Scharf using the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition rule set published by Wizards of the Coast. My name is Bryan Scharf, and I've been your DM. You can reach me at ReliableDM on Twitter.
My name is Nicole Summers, and I play Piper.
This is Jair, also known as JJ, and I play the character of Jelltur.
This is Matthew Reed, and I play Scratch.
This is Andrew Brown, and I play Kreg.
Theme music by Adrian von Ziegler. All other music by Kevin MacLeod on the Incompetech website and Adrian von Ziegler. Detailed information about music in this episode is provided in its description. Music for this episode was selected by Nicole Summers. The episode was edited by Matthew Reed with assistance from Sarah. Contact us out on Twitter at Reliably Chaotic, email us at reliablychaotic@gmail.com, or join our Discord server by following the link in our description. If you like our show and would like to support us, please consider becoming a patron by going to patreon.com/reliablychaotic or by leaving a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. It really does help a lot. Thank you for listening, and we hope to see you again in our next adventure.